both Al and Arthur made comments that really go to the heart of what I wanted to talk about in terms of the way that we have used the word disenfranchisement. And I applaud you for what you've said, because sitting here, knowing as much history about our country as well as our political parties and the history of disenfranchisement, I applaud you, Alan, for saying that, and Martha also for raising the intentions of the 30,000 people who wrote in. Governor, I know you may not believe this process was flawed, and perhaps you believe it was fair and a fair reflection of the voters who showed up and had the ability to cast their preference. My question to you, sir, is a very important one, and that is, given that the State Executive Committee comprised of representatives from all of the campaigns, including the two leading candidates remaining on the ballot, do you believe that the process that they came up with is fair and a fair reflection of all those voters, those who not just participated in the contest, but those who may have wrote in their preference as well?
It's a good question. The Clinton campaign had no official representatives and does not on that executive committee, which came up with the formula. I agree with Carl Levin's characterization, though, which it was an honest attempt by a lot of party leaders to figure out a compromise to bring about party unity, and I should say that our governor supported that. But I wasn't part of it, and our official position, as you know, is to have the delegation reflect 73-55, the 600,000 votes on January 15th.
Are you aware?
But I don't want to disparage the effort that they made. They made a very, very serious effort to figure out how to resolve this, as they did to try to get a redo primary.
As we're trying to do here today and trying to come up with a political compromise. And I also want to put on the record, because I think this gets to my personal feelings about sitting here today working with the, the two states who are appealing our ruling to be seated, which I will support the proposals to give them their voice. That later this afternoon we'll have an opportunity to do that. But I also want to put on the record, because this goes to what my mama taught me. My mama, you mentioned your mother. And if I was home doing what I normally do on Saturday, I would give you something to take home.
Good.
But I'm not. But happy birthday to your mother.
Thank you.
But my mama always taught me to play by the rules and to respect those rules. And my mother also taught me. And my mother also taught me, as I am sure your mother taught you, because you are clearly a fine man and a public servant that I've admired for years, that when you decide to change the rules, especially middle of the game, end of the game, that is referred to as cheating. So, in that spirit, in the spirit of unity that we all come here today, we come here in the spirit of unity. We come here in the spirit, not because everything that we will do today will be reflected in all of the rules that we have, and there are people in this room that have written these rules since the beginning of time. And I'm sure we will change it before the end of time. But we come in the spirit of unity because we come from a party that have worked for at least the last 4 decades, especially since Lyndon Johnson, who said voting is the lifeblood of our democracy. He put his pen on a document that came about because people marched and they died for this right to vote. So I just hope that as we talk about fairness and what's flawed and what's principled and what reflect the true intentions of the voters, that we also pay tribute to those who might have written in and those who may have not showed up because they didn't think their votes would matter that day. So we reflect them all in our compromise. And I just wanted to put that on the record as well, sir.
Governor, would you like to comment? And then we have one final question.
Well, no, I appreciate your perspective, and I guess I couldn't agree with you more. Hillary Clinton did play by the rules. She took no position on whether there should be a primary or a caucus or when. All we said was, whatever it is, we'll try to win it. She even went along with the pledge not to campaign there, to try to honor the time schedule. So she played by the rules, and I didn't change those rules either. But I happen to agree with you. It's pretty tough to change the rules in the middle of the game. I understand that. My hope here, and I do appreciate your indulgence, is that when I go home today, you're going to deliberate probably all day and all night. I just want to pick the paper up in the morning in Michigan and feel that the voters, it's not just the campaigns you're dealing with, the voters were treated fairly. And I trust you'll find a way to do that.
We have one final question.